Hey guys, so here I am grinding the box stripper punch pad, top and bottom. They have to be ground to just parallel. I have that one on that wet grinder, and that's the die section on this wet grinder. That's taking a 4-thou cut. This one's just taking a 2-thou cut. And over here I'm just using the manual surface grinder. I just dress the wheel. So I finished grinding the other side. I've flipped it, and now I want to take it to thickness. This is going to be the gutting punch for the little die I'm making. On the magnet here, there's a 350 thou gauge block. So it's 350 thousandths of an inch tall. And I want to grind this piece to 540. So the difference between the two, I'm going to use a depth mic and just grind this down until it's the proper size. Here again on the next grinder, I have the guide rails and the end stop. I want the guide rails to be 765 thousandths of an inch, and you can kind of see here, I don't know if I can get some focus, but there you go. That's a 1/2 inch Joe block. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to depth mic 265 thou down to the Joe block, and that will be my finished size. So here's what a depth mic looks like, and as I said, I needed 265 thou, so that is an increment of 25. I got 1.5 thou more to go. So basically, here's how the depth mic reads. When I'm here, I'll back it down a little more. You see the 2? Well, that means that peg is sticking out 200 thousandths of an inch. So when the 0 reaches the 2, right about there, that's exactly 200 thou hanging out. So 1/4 of an inch, there's a slash line between the 2 and the 3. So every 25 thou, or 1 rotation of the tumbler. So that here is 225 thousandths of an inch. And this is 250 thousandths of an inch, or exactly 1/4 inch. So I wanted to go up to 265, which is right there. And as I just showed you earlier, I was at 266.5. So I got 1.5 thou more to go. So on the readout, there's a readout here, and you just crank on 1.5 thou and set the grinder to go again. So I put on the 1.5 thou, gonna wrap it across a little bit, turn the handle on, make sure I don't ram into my workpiece. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna wrap it back across, get close, and then I'm gonna turn it on This is hand, which is manual, and this is automatic. So I turn it on automatic, and then I flip which way I want the table to go. So here I got the little die, and these are called tooling dowels. So this is 5/16 of an inch, and one of them is going to go in each hole. They don't quite fit, because when you heat treat steel, it grows, generally, most often. Different steels, some steels shrink a little bit, but most steels grow. And if it grows, the plate grows this way, and it grows this way, and it grows in thickness. And it might be only 1 or 2, 5 thou. But with all the growing, these dowel holes that are reamed, and these originally fit, don't fit very well now. Well, the material grew into the dowel hole, so all the dowel holes have shrunken. And now I'm going to need to line them up the best I can, and the only way I can do that is with an undersized pin. So this is a gauge pin set, and 312.5 is 5/16. So if I go for the 1 thou under that, that's actually 1.5 thou. That one fits, and it fits in all locations. It's a little loose there, like it drops in on its own. A little loose there, and perfect there. So I have to line them all up with an undersized pin, and then hone them as an assembly. So all 4 holes, because remember I stamped the ends for lineup. So this guide rail is going to go here, that one's going to go there, and it's going to go right on top of it. So I'm going to line them up using the undersized gauge pin, hone them as an assembly, and I'm going to screw it together to hold it for clamping, and then hone it as an assembly, and then grind it as an assembly around the outside. So then I'll be able to have some sort of datum pickup and know where everything is. So I got the little die all lined up, and the 4 dowel holes, one here, 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 and there, they're all a good fit at 311 thousandths of an inch, but that is a little too tight for a tooling dowel, so a tooling dowel won't go in. So now that I have them lined up, I'll just show you what the 311 thou, how it fits. And now that's a little too tight on a tool. Like this is a gauge pin, so the tooling dowel will be even tighter than that. So I'm going to have to hone that out. This is a honing machine. It's made by a company called Sunnen. And this is a pretty big, heavy-duty one. There is a lot bigger and there is a lot smaller. But this is pretty big for most shops. Anyway, I've already set up. This is a honing bit, and what a honing bit looks like, it might be easier for me to grab a big one, is it's got a cutting stone, and the rest of the body is like a locator for a hole. And the cutting stone advances only a couple tenths at a time. There's an indicator here. It's a little dirty. You can hardly see it. But from here to here is 1 thou. So you can take out 2 tenths at a time, and it's pretty accurate. So you turn there's a 5-gallon reservoir of honing oil here. Turn that on, and the honing oil starts spraying out of these jets. So if you can, you want to keep the tool wet at all times. It flushes away all the grinding dust. But in my situation, I holding my cell phone camera, and I've already done 4 of the holes. I have the last one to do, and that was the tight one. So with one hand, I'll give her heck. So and there's a foot pedal down at the bottom, which does 2 things. It spins the arbor, and if you push more, it advances the cutter to cut a little harder. There we go. So, and you're just going to take a cut. You see it come through the backside. And you can hear it cutting. I feel that might be correct, but still a little too tight. So back to the honing machine again, give it another little cut. So put the dowel back in again. And that's a nice fit. So I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching, guys.